在前面几讲当中，我们了解到昭君出塞的故事。我们知道她为了国家和人民的利益远嫁匈奴，这其实就是一种跨文化的婚姻 （cross-cultural marriage）。今天呢，我们就就着这个主题来探索一些跟这个相关的、更加有趣、更加深入的问题。我们知道，现如今爱情无国界 ，Love has no borders。我们有更多的机会结识来自全球各地的朋友，运气好的话，还可能成就一段跨国的婚姻。那么现在跨国的婚姻已经非常常见，但是我们还是不禁的好奇，跨国婚姻，尤其是婚姻双方如果来自极为不同的文化背景，在这种情况下，跨国婚姻是一种什么样的体验？那接下来我们就下面几个方面一起来探索一下。第一点，跨文化婚后生活。Cross-cultural married life， 跨国婚姻确实不是什么简单的事儿。可以想象，当咱们中国人跟美国人结婚的时候，在某种程度上会产生文化冲击，我们叫 culture shock。在我们国人的印象当中英美人士生活水平比较高，有钱人呢都住大 house， 他们可能有独立的健身房、独立的电影放映厅，甚至有风景宜人的后院这些都是咱们国内一般的工薪阶层。People with ordinary incomes 所达不到的。我们再说一些细节，在西方国家，夫妻双方一般会主动的分担家务，例如他们可能一起修剪草坪，或者给鱼塘换水，前提是他们有鱼塘的话。如果太忙没有时间做家务，他们一般会雇佣一个人来做家务，凸显这种平等的关系。外出用餐的时候他们可能会轮流的买账 ，take turns to pay， 或者 AA 制。Share the bill equally， 这些行为在西方社会里边比较常见，但在咱们中国是比较罕见的。你跟你对象出去的时候是 AA 制的吗？第二个方面，西方社会价值观念 Western value in the Western society。我们一起来说一下中西方相关的社会价值观念的差异。那西方社会的人们因为很早就离开父母独立生活，所以结婚之后就不存在非常紧张的婆媳关系 ，intense relationship between mother-in-law and daughter-in-law。但同时他们也不会享受咱们中国父母那样非常贴心的照顾。因为这个原因有时候你会发现国外的爷爷奶奶对于孙子孙女的出生，没有像咱们国内的爷爷奶奶那么兴奋。很多时候就是在小宝贝生日的时候一起坐下来吃吃饭，然后给小孩买一些礼物。其他很多时候可能很长时间都不见面，这是因为西方社会崇尚独立人格 ，appreciate independent personality， 不会去插手别人的大事小事。相比较而言在咱们很多国人的眼中，如果国人踏入跨国婚姻的殿堂，多是意味着把父母也一起嫁了出去，而且中国儿女结婚的年龄刚好是父母退休的时候，所以孩子出生的时候夫妻双方的父母就承担起了养育孙子孙女的这个责任。但是相比之下，西方的爷爷奶奶就不会那么操心了。奇葩说里有一期傅首尔大谈中国父母的通病，用了一个词叫 overly sacrificing， 就是过度的牺牲自己。中国父母会不远万里来到美国，帮助子女买菜做饭带孩子，操心的要命。比方说有一位中国父亲每周雷打不动驱车2小时到最近的大型超市购买蔬菜和水果，给小两口的生活带来很多的便利。那么小两口的外国朋友就经常感叹说，你的父亲对你真好这就是一个文化差异。我们来看第三个方面，饮食文化 food culture。 在异国婚姻生活当中饮食文化方面的差异真的是超级大的。按照饮食习惯，咱们中国人的餐桌上可谓是山珍海味无所不食。那么很多的老外对于中国的饮食其实是非常感兴趣的，只不过有一些在他们看来比较重口味的这个菜肴他们无从下口，比如说猪耳朵猪肚还有鸡爪等等，这些菜肴很难搬到餐桌上来。最后一个方面，婚姻观 marriage views。 中西方的爱情观和婚姻观有所不同，西方人更崇尚自由恋爱，给对方一个认识自己的时间，再谈婚论嫁生儿育女。但在中国 适龄男女则相对会更轻易的结婚。爱情是婚姻建立的基础，而婚姻的维持和发展应该是友情、亲情、责任、义务、善良、宽容等等等等。歌德说过，在爱情里最宝贵的不是占有，而是彼此的尊重和爱慕。婚姻里的爱情是非常复杂的，跨国婚姻当中的爱情更是如此。我们之前提到的昭君出塞、远嫁匈奴，她能接受几乎所有的文化差异。从这个层面上来说，她真的是一个很无私、很伟大的女子，是一位巾帼英雄。
Hello, welcome back. I'm Chloe. In the previous episodes, we learned about Zhao Jun's story, how she sacrificed her happiness, and how she was married to a person from a different culture in order to serve her emperor and the country. Today, we will continue with this theme, but we're going to discuss something a little more interesting. Nowadays, love has no borders. We have more opportunities to meet people from all over the world. We make foreign friends, and if we are lucky, maybe we even fall in love. It's quite normal for cross-cultural marriages to emerge in today's society. Although this is becoming more common, some of us are still a little curious as to how cross-cultural marriage works, especially when partners come from such different backgrounds. Let's look into this a little deeper. Number 1. Cross-cultural married life. Cross-cultural marriage is not easy. When Chinese and American people get married, a culture shock will almost always occur, at least at first. Many Chinese people believe that American and English people have a high-quality standard of living, that they are wealthy people and that they live in suburban houses. For many American and English people living in China, it's true. However, from my own knowledge, not everybody can afford the 500 square meter houses, personal gyms, large projector rooms and yards of beautiful scenery. I wish. This said, it is true that people with ordinary incomes in China might not always be able to afford even the most basic luxuries that American and English workers find themselves enjoying. In a cross-cultural relationship, it's common for the husband and wife to share the housework chores. Time might be spent trimming the lawn or changing the water for the fish pond, if they have one. Expectations for both the wife and the husband are very equal. If both partners work and they're busy, they might want to hire a person to clean the house. From my experience, if they go out to eat, they might take it in turns to pay, or even share the bill equally. It's quite a common thing to expect from Western cultures. Number 2. Western value in the Western society. In the Western society, people value their parents and they live independently from a very early age. So there is no intense relationship between mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. On the other hand, they might not always enjoy the same deeply considerate care like that of the Chinese parents. Families from Western cultures have very varied relationships. Mr. Chin believes that parents-in-law seem to have no strong connection with their grandchildren. Maybe they might sit to dinner for a meal on their baby's birthday or buy them a gift. Sons and daughters could go months or even years without seeing their parents or their grandparents. However, I grew up in a small town in England and my family is very close. Even though I live in China, technology has made it very easy for me to stay connected and I speak to my mother and father almost daily. I always send my grandparents photographs and pictures of my latest moments from WeChat. It is true that American and English people, in fact Western society, often appreciate and encourage independent personalities and they'll not interfere with their children's affairs. In contrast, in cross-cultural relationships, it means that if you marry me, you marry my Chinese parents too. Chinese children are encouraged to marry after their parents' retirement. And then, when babies are born, it becomes the grandparents' duty to help raise the grandchildren. In contrast, Western parents cannot offer the same level of care for grandchildren because retirement age is much higher. In America and England, normally around the age of 60. In Chinese talk show Let's Talk, the guest speaker, Fu Shu, talked about the big problem of Chinese parents overly sacrificing. Chinese parents have been known to travel thousands of miles to the United States to help their sons and daughters buy food, cook, and take care of the children because they just worry too much. If their children are seen to be struggling, the Chinese parents feel a strong sense of guilt and will do what they can to ensure their children are happy. For example, a Chinese father will unshakably drive 2 hours to a shopping mall every week to get fruit and vegetables for his daughter and his son-in-law, which of course is a great convenience for the young couple. Many foreign couples envy this special treatment, and you'll often hear them say, "Your father treats you very well." Language is always a big barrier and a large challenge, but luckily there are some American and English handbooks that Chinese parents can use now to cope with communication barriers. Number 3, food culture. Food culture is a great difference in foreign marriage. According to eating habits, the Chinese table can be said to be rich in seafoods, all kinds of fried foods. In fact, most Chinese people will just eat anything tasty. But many foreigners like Chinese cuisine. They just don't like certain dishes such as pork belly, pork ears, chicken feet, and other dishes that tend to be a little unpleasant for them. So when the Chinese partner really wants to eat these things, they tend to eat them on their own. Number 4, marriage views. Chinese and Western views on love and marriage are very different. Westerners can fall in love very freely. They take time to get to know each other, and there is no hurry to get married or have children. In China, when men and women reach the expected ages, they tend to decide on marriage quickly. Love is only the foundation of marriage. To maintain and develop marriage, there should be friendship, family, responsibility, obligation, kindness, tolerance. Goethe said, "In love, the most precious thing is not possession, but mutual respect and admiration." Love in marriage is very complicated, and of course, when people from 2 very different cultures marry, it can be even harder. Remember, Wang Zhaojun was able to accept all cultural differences in her marriage, even though she knew how hard it would be. What a brave and selfless person she was. I believe, knowing friends who are in cross-cultural relationships, that there are many, many positive things you can learn from each other. For example, you can learn new languages. You could start to see opinions from different perspectives, and if you overcome challenges in the beginning of a relationship, it will surely make things easier for you in the future. Of course, children that are born of cross-cultural relationships benefit greatly. In my opinion, they seem to be very open-minded children, intelligent and aware of the world, understanding of cultural difference. These children are the types of people who will tie the world differences together in the future. So my question to you is this: what do you think of cross-cultural marriage? Thank you for listening today. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.